Hey guys, welcome back to another top 10. Today I will be counting down the hardest stars from Super Mario Galaxy. I've beaten this game about 5 times already. That shows how much I love this game, for the most part. Yeah, sometimes I was just pissed off or just rage really hard. And that's why I made this list actually, to show where I rage quitted or just went crazy. Now, this is based on my opinion, so don't be mad if you don't see your hardest level on my number 1. Also, it was pretty hard to find exactly 10 stars, because I only found 5 or 6 stars pretty challenging. But without further ado, let's get to number 10. 90% of the main Mario games is about saving Peach from Bowser. Now, not every Mario game has a challenging final boss level, but the one in Super Mario Galaxy is really cool and kind of challenging. I'm talking about the fate of the universe, aka Bowser's Galaxy Reactor. Something with this game and the word reactor, jeez, it's used like 5 times or something. This level isn't that challenging, but some parts are pretty hard to go through without getting hurt. Let me just talk a bit about this star. First up, you need to stand in these spotlights to get attracted by gravity to be able to walk up these walls. Then, you go to this lava ball planet and just walk across this rotating path while avoiding these fireballs. Then, you go to an ice planet, I think it is, and carefully wait for those blue platforms to appear. Now, you do have to be fast because those platforms disappear after a few seconds. After that, you go to a desert planet with quicksand, a rotating platform again, and a few fire bars. Then, you have another section with those appearing and disappearing platforms, now harder than at the ice planet. I always find myself to get hit by one of these fire bars because I'm too afraid of falling off of the platforms. Then you go into this tunnel filled with lava everywhere, and how Mary can survive from this heat is ridiculous. Finally, you go up the stairs to see Bowser and fight him on 3 planets, the last one being inside the Galaxy Reactor. Jeez, this level is just so good. It almost has all the themes of the game inside of it. The fights with Bowser in this game are amazing as well. For one, you smash his head and then his body, then you hit him with those stretchy punching plants, and finally you literally guide him into one of these orbs so that the glass breaks and he gets burned by the lava inside. Wow, this level is surely a masterpiece. Let's move on. Remember how I said that it's weird how Mary can survive from the heat in Bowser's Galaxy Generator? Well, Melty Molten Galaxy takes the concept of lava to its best, and also its hardest sometimes. At number 9 we have red hot purple coins. The same from the fate of the universe applies here too. This level isn't that hard, but I always find myself to get hit a few times throughout the course. Some of the purple coins in this mission are placed in really well hidden spots, or in spots where it's hard to avoid the lava beneath. For one purple coin, you actually have to grab onto this ledge, and that can be quite challenging without getting burned by the lava. Then you have a set of 3 coins floating above lava at the exact place where a lava geyser erupts. You have to do a well-timed spin jump if you don't want to fall into the lava. You also have about 10 coins floating under these sinking platforms, and those are the hardest to get because it's challenging to not get burned by the lava while going for these coins. Finally, you also have 5 coins which are inside of the volcano. Those aren't that hard to get. Just do a spin jump for the last coin to not fall into the lava. So in short, this mission isn't really that hard, but you do have to be careful sometimes. At the beginning of the game, there was a galaxy where you have to race through a wave of water on a manta ray, called the Loop-de-Loop Galaxy. While that level wasn't hard, Loop-de-Swoop Galaxy was indeed. This galaxy is one of the trial galaxies, and this is not the only trial galaxy on this list. Trust me, there are harder levels than this one on the planet of trials. The galaxy's greatest wave is pretty much exactly what it says in the title. This course is one big wave, and a monster like this penguin says. This star is harder than the previous one because you can't make one mistake or you're going to fall down. And you have to use those stupid motion controls. I mean, they do make perfect sense, but come on, it's ridiculous to use them sometimes. I didn't die a lot when playing through this star for this top 10. I actually only have to try it 2 times, but that's because I've played it like 4 times in the past already. In my first ever playthrough, I even quit this level and did another one because I couldn't beat it. Nowadays, I think this star is pretty easy, even though we have to use the motion controls. But this is not the hardest motion control galaxy there is. The Deep Dark Galaxy is one of the last galaxies in the game, and I just don't really like this galaxy. Maybe it's because of the fact that all of these missions involve swimming in a lake of death, or maybe it's just me that doesn't like the freaking Daredevil run. At number 7, I put Ghost Ship Daredevil run. This star is really troublesome. You have to fight Camilla, which you fought in 2 earlier missions in the game, but now with only 1 piece of life. There are about 50 or 60 star bits under the Ghost Ship, and I really recommend to collect these because you are gonna die. Well, at least I did a few times. Let's talk about Camilla a bit. The first phase of the battle isn't that challenging. She just spawns some fireballs and a Koopa shell for you to throw to her face. But then she goes onto the captain's deck, and there is where it gets difficult. She spawns 1 more fireball before she spawns a Koopa shell, and on top of that she also summons Kamex that work against you and only spawn fireballs. Jesus, the last phase is just so hard. I didn't even die once during the first phase, but at the second phase I just kept dying. Not that much though. I mean, this is number 7 on my list, and number 6 is harder, obviously. So let's go to number 6. There are 2 ghost-themed galaxies in the game. Well, actually 4 if you count Boost Boneyard Galaxy and Bonefin Galaxy as real galaxies. The galaxy I'm referring to is the Ghostly Galaxy. In this galaxy you fight a boss named Bouldergeist, and the Daredevil run of him pissed me off sometimes. Now, most people say that Bouldergeist is really easy because he has a really easy pattern and all. While I do agree with that, I still find Bouldergeist Daredevil run to be quite a challenge. This battle is one of the longest battles in the game, and that's the issue. It takes me about 2 to 3 minutes to defeat him, and in that time I often find myself to get hit by one of his rocks or his fist. Sometimes he decides to spawn those pointy rock things to make it harder for you to hit him, but those are really easy to avoid and break. Now, I think this star isn't really hard nowadays, but it still takes me about 4 to 5 attempts to get it. Moving on. In the game you have the so-called Battle Rock Galaxy, which is my favorite one. You also have the Dreadnought Galaxy, which is kind of the same, but with more electronics and harder levels. One of the missions in the Dreadnought Galaxy is on this list, and that is the purple coin mission named Battlestation's Purple Coins. This mission is mostly the same as Dreadnought's Colossal Cannons, but now you have to collect 100 purple coins out of 100 purple coins. Yes, there are only 100 purple coins, so you can't make a single mistake, or you have to start all over from the beginning of the stage. Now, I really love this galaxy, but this mission is just a little bit too much to handle. You got a million cannonballs to watch out for, and a gravity going upside down and sideways, and like every single thing. Sometimes the purple coins aren't placed in the center of the path, so you have to turn on your imaginative depth perception and move really quickly, since the platform is not going to stop. There also are 3 purple coins hanging above a thwomp, so you'll have to stop, backflip onto the thwomp and collect the purple coins. And before you know, the platform is already too far and you can't keep up with it anymore. The hardest section is where the platforms goes up sideways. There were so many times where I missed some purple coins or got hit by a cannonball and fell off the platform. You also have 4 coins above a sentry beam, but those aren't hard to get. What if I told you that Nintendo put a troll sling star in this level? Yeah. At the end you normally take the launch star to get to the last purple coin, but if you long jump off the edge of the platform and take the sling star, you just missed the coin and you have to start all over. Why did Nintendo decide to do this? I don't know if they left it there by accident, but who'd place a sling star by accident and then don't delete it immediately? Not Nintendo, I guess. At number 4 we have Luigi's Purple Coins, and what would this list be without that mission? There is one big issue in this level. No, it's not the timer, also not the poison, well, kind of, but it is the fucking camera. The camera moves all the freaking time, and it's so annoying to work with it that it just makes the level stupidly difficult. Thank God I fixed it in Super Mario Galaxy 2 with Luigi's Purple Coin Chaos, but I'm not talking about Super Mario Galaxy 2 right now. There's a total of 150 purple coins, and that is pretty much, but some purple coins are really hard to collect. The spin jump is really helpful in this level, especially at the start, because you need to have a few platforms left there, otherwise you can't make it back to the star once you complete the level. If it wasn't for the poison, then this level would have been less stressful and definitely easier to complete because poison kills you instantly when you touch it. There's no way to escape from it. By the way, don't say that 3 minutes is really short because you can easily get all your 100 purple coins within that time slot. There is nothing else for me to say besides the fact that this is the hardest purple coin mission in the game, for my opinion. Earlier on the list we ran into Loop-de-Swoop Galaxy, located on the planet of Trolls. And guess what? Here we have another Troll Galaxy, the Rolling Gizmo Galaxy. This level is extremely difficult, again because you have to use the motion controls to ride this fucking ball to the end of Gizmo's gears and gadgets. This level looks pretty ugly for my opinion. It's just orange, yellow, green, red and blue colors with nothing really special. While that doesn't have to do anything with the difficulty of the level, it still bugs me. Luckily you don't have to collect purple coins like in Rolling Coaster Galaxy, otherwise this level would have been so much harder. The ending section is the hardest because you have to wait for this metal block to move and roll onto it when it starts to raise. It is very easy to fall off here because it's almost impossible to stand still while on this fucking ball. There are like 200 coins here, but like in Cosmic Cannon Cluster from 3D World, they are there just to distract you. And then you have the bob-bombs, which are the worst. When you make contact with them, you launch 50 million feet in the air and you can't have any control over Mario, so it's very easy to fall into the void. Fortunately, those are the only enemies besides some Goombas here and there in the stage. But this level is still freaking hard. Sometimes I just rage so hard that I stop for a minute just to calm down. But before I know it, I get angry again and starts to rage again. This star, man, it's unreasonably hard, but it is number 3 on my list, so let's move on. Okay, so we already had 2 out of the 3 Troll Galaxies, and yes, the third one is on here too. The Electric Labyrinth in Bubble Blast Galaxy is a harder version of Through the Poison Swamp in Bubble Breeze Galaxy. And man, this level literally shredded my 1-up counter. Once I had like 20 1-ups and I got a game over just from this one level. Okay, enough ranting, let's talk about the level. The first section is where you have to collect 5 star chips to spawn on launch star to progress through the level, but collecting those is way harder than it sounds. The entire area is surrounded by electric fences and avoiding those can be a pain in the ass. There are 5 challenges located in a warp pipe. The hardest challenge is where you have to avoid all these moving and spinning electric fences located in the leftmost warp pipe, but that isn't the hardest part in this level. No, that goes to the part after you take the launch star. You have to watch out every single second of your ride because there are bullet bills and electric fences everywhere. You get attacked from every single side and it's super hard to avoid all this bull crap at once. There are rotating metal platforms all over the place and they keep trying to push you into the electric fences. The absolute worst part is the last section. You have this really narrow path with a bazillion bullet bills, and doing this without dying is just ridiculous. But this is not the hardest level for my opinion. Let's go to number 1 to see what level shredded my 1-up counter into absolutely nothing. And at number 1 we have Lava Spire Daredevil Run. This level is so fucking hard that after 30 tries at my first playthrough I still didn't beat it. I rage quitted so many times when trying to beat this level. For this top 10 I had to play this level over 10 times before I finally beat it. There are so many places where you can slip up and die. The fact that you can't even make a single tiny mistake is just fucking stupid. You have to avoid 1,000 little cinders, lava geysers, fireballs. You have to watch out for lava everywhere. This galaxy is just so fucking annoying and immensely hard to beat. I spent over 6 hours in total in all my playthroughs on just this level. I'm not kidding. There were a million times where I ran into a fucking little cinder or barely even fell off the edge and into the lava. And man, I got so angry from this fucking hot piece of shit that I rage quitted over 5 fucking times. I just can't and won't ever beat this on my first try. This level is that fucking hard. It was already hard enough to play through the fucking purple coin mission or the original Lava Spire, but this just went way too fucking far. I know I sound kind of fake-ish angry right now, but man, I'm not faking this, guys. I'm so angry. Oh my god, when I finally beat this stupid level, I was so satisfied. The music in this level is just making me even more stressed, and yeah, this is my favorite music from the game, but still, I just don't want to talk about this fucking level, okay? Good god, guys. This list was really fun to make and to record. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you later in a new video. Goodbye.